When someone who is usually neutral or mildly friendly toward you suddenly becomes overly nice, it's rarely a coincidence. Human behavior almost always carries a deeper meaning, especially when there is a sudden shift in tone, energy, or attitude. In psychology, drastic changes in how someone treats you, particularly when the change feels exaggerated or out of character, are important signals. People do not wake up one morning and decide to act unusually kind without an emotional motive, a hidden intention, or a change in how they perceive you. Whether they're offering help they never offered before, complimenting you more than usual, smiling with extra warmth, or showing sudden interest in your life, these behaviors often reveal more than their words ever will. One psychological explanation is that the person has recently developed a new emotional attachment to you. Maybe they never noticed you deeply before, but something about you, your personality, the way you speak, your confidence, your kindness, or even your silence has started to affect them. When people catch feelings, they often overcorrect their behavior to show more warmth, compassion, or support. They may not be ready to admit their emotions, so instead, they express them in subtle yet noticeable ways. Being overly nice becomes their way of maintaining closeness without exposing their vulnerability directly. They want you to feel valued, seen, and appreciated, even if they're not ready to openly confess why. Another powerful explanation is guilt. Often, when someone is suddenly too nice, it's because they've done or are planning to do something that conflicts with their conscience. In psychology, this is known as compensation behavior. People who feel guilty often try to balance their internal discomfort by treating you more kindly than usual. It could be guilt about something small like a negative comment they made about you, or something big like feeling they haven't been a good friend, partner, or colleague. The sudden niceness is their attempt to soften the emotional impact of their actions, or prepare you for something they fear might hurt you. Their kindness becomes a cushion for the guilt they're carrying. Sometimes sudden kindness is a sign of hidden motives. Not every overly nice person is being genuine. Some may want something from you: attention, approval, emotional support, validation, or even material benefits. Their kindness is strategic, not emotional. They use warmth as a tool to get closer or gain leverage. Human psychology recognizes this as instrumental niceness, behaviors driven by benefit rather than sincerity. These individuals are pleasant, flattering, and extremely helpful until they get what they want. Once their objective is met, their niceness fades, revealing the temporary nature of their behavior. This shift can be confusing, especially if you believe their warmth was authentic. There is also the possibility that the person envies you or feels threatened by you, but is trying to hide it. Yes, jealousy often appears in unexpected forms, and one of those forms is excessive politeness. People sometimes mask their insecurities by acting extremely kind, because they want to appear unaffected or emotionally unbothered. They fear that showing their true feelings, whether insecurity, rivalry, or comparison, might make them appear weak. So instead, they display the opposite emotion. Psychology calls this reaction formation, where individuals behave in ways completely opposite to what they actually feel. Their sudden niceness is a shield, not a reflection of their true emotions. In some cases, someone may be overly nice because they admire you deeply but feel unworthy or intimidated. You might inspire them, challenge them, or represent qualities they wish they had. Their kindness is not about manipulation. It's about respect and admiration. They treat you with extra care because they look up to you and want to be in your good graces. They like your presence, your energy, or your personality, and being nice is their way of expressing that admiration without crossing boundaries. This behavior is common among shy individuals who struggle with direct communication, but express their feelings through actions, not words. Another reason someone suddenly becomes very kind is because they fear losing you. Perhaps they sensed emotional distance, conflict, or tension. Or maybe they realize they've taken you for granted. Their sudden warmth is a reaction to the fear of being left out, ignored, or replaced. They try to fix the emotional imbalance by showing more affection, or by being overly accommodating, to keep the connection alive. This often happens in relationships where one person feels insecure or uncertain about their place in your life. Their niceness is their attempt to re-strengthen the bond before it weakens further. It can also mean the person is going through something difficult emotionally, mentally, or personally. When people struggle internally, they sometimes become kinder externally. They project outwardly what they lack inwardly, hoping to create positive energy around them. Being nice becomes their way of coping with stress, anxiety, or loneliness. They treat others well because it makes them feel better about themselves. In psychology, this is known as self-soothing behavior, where kindness becomes a protective emotional mechanism. They may not talk about what they're experiencing, but their sudden warmth can be a silent cry for support or stability. Sometimes someone becomes overly nice to you because they regret how they previously treated you. Maybe they were distant, cold, rude, or inconsiderate in the past. Now, after reflecting, they realize you deserved better. Their kindness is an apology without words, a way to show they're trying to change. This behavior is driven by self-awareness and emotional maturity, not manipulation. They want to repair the connection, rebuild trust, and make amends for their past behavior. In many cases, this type of niceness is genuine and long-lasting. However, there is another possibility, one that many people overlook. Some individuals are nice because they want to observe you closely. They're trying to understand you, study your reactions, or decode your personality. They may sense something unique or intriguing about you and want to analyze how you think, feel, or behave. Their niceness becomes a tool for gaining access to your emotional world. This is especially true for analytical, introverted, or intuitive personalities who rely on observation to build meaningful connections. They aren't being fake. They're simply trying to understand you better. Another psychological explanation is that the person is trying to change your perception of them. Maybe they want you to see them differently, more positively, more kindly, or more favorably. They shift their behavior to shape how you view them. People often do this when they want acceptance, approval, or validation from someone they respect. Their niceness is an attempt to rebuild or reshape their image in your eyes. This is especially common in workplace dynamics, friendships that hit a rough patch, or relationships where trust was previously damaged. There are also people who are overly nice because they feel socially anxious or uncomfortable. When someone doesn't know how to act around you, maybe because they like you, admire you, or feel judged, they overcompensate with kindness. It's their way of avoiding awkwardness or hiding nervousness. Their politeness is not manipulation. It's insecurity. They're afraid of saying the wrong thing, so they say overly nice things instead. Human behavior is often shaped by fear of rejection or judgment, and sudden niceness can be a symptom of that fear. Sometimes someone is overly nice because they want peace, not conflict. Maybe they sense tension, misunderstandings, or potential disagreements. Their kindness becomes their shield against drama. They are intentionally soft, calm, and gentle around you because they want emotional harmony. This is especially common with people who dislike confrontation or who have witnessed conflict in the past. Their niceness is a form of self-protection, keeping everything peaceful to avoid emotional discomfort. And finally, sometimes people are overly nice simply because they genuinely care about you. Their behavior changed because something made them notice your worth more than before. Maybe they realized your value, your presence, or your importance in their life. Maybe they saw you hurting and wanted to comfort you. Maybe they finally understood your kindness and wanted to return it. Genuine people often show love, respect, appreciation, and care in sudden, unexpected ways. Their niceness is not a performance, it's their heart trying to speak. In the end, when someone is suddenly overly nice to you, it always means something. It could be admiration, guilt, fear, insecurity, hidden affection, emotional conflict, regret, or genuine care. Sudden warmth is a window into their emotional world, revealing truths they may not be ready to say aloud. Human behavior rarely changes without reason. Their kindness is a signal, and if you look closely, it will tell you everything you need to know about what they feel, fear, or value.